Good morning. My name is Dean Jones. I'm at Transwest Truck Trailer RV up here in Frederick, Colorado. It's a beautiful day, and we're here to do a nice little walk around, take a peek at this Forester we have. It is a used piece, but it's a 22 and it's got 1,300 miles. So it was one of these purchased, didn't use, sold to us. Great value, a lot going on in this guy. We sell something called a Navion that's pretty much the same thing, and this is just as equipped as a Navion, but we're gonna go through, I'll show you it all. But a couple things I wanted to point out real quick is, as you see, it's got levelers on it, and we're kind of at a grade here, and it actually picked up the front tires. So this does have hydraulic leveling on it, which is really, really nice. You just go to a campground, push that button, and you're level. You're not messing with blocks and all this goofy stuff. You're just ready to go. Another thing to point out real quick is this got full body paint. These are not graphics. So that's an upgrade to this model as well. Full body paint all the way around. So that's gonna, and it's a light color, so it's gonna withhold some of our UV up here real well, or not gonna peel or check real good because it's got that white and that silver. Real nice there. We'll start here under the motor here. This is a Sprinter chassis. It's got a 3-liter V6 turbo diesel in it. It's a 188 horsepower. It's 325 foot-pounds of torque, and it's equipped with a 7-speed transmission. That's a Mercedes transmission. A couple things to point out: you do have a DEF tank in this guy. They kind of tuck it up in here so you can add your DEF fluid as you're traveling. You don't have, it's not by the fuel fill, so some people can't find it. So that's kind of nice to point out there. You have your coolant here, oil, brakes, and then you have windshield wiper fluid. Real easy to use. And if you look down here, it's even got a step because it is kind of a taller vehicle. With this hood shut, you see it's kind of hard to get to your windshield wiper when you're cleaning your windshield. You just step up here and grab them onto the hood, and you're right there face to face with the windshield. It's a pretty cool design feature. We'll walk around this way. The Navions do have Alcoa wheels. These actually have steel wheels with steel covers. That's one of the only, compromises you're gonna make going to a Forester from a Navion. It's got real nice steps here. Get up and inside there. You also have, this is your fuel station. So when the door's shut and locked, you really can't access that. So no one's gonna be tampering with your fuel or siphoning or anything like that. One thing to point out here, because it's easier to do it from the outside, this chassis is upgraded with the seats, the power seats, as you see. They both spin around. I have one shown that way. We'll show you inside in a minute. But it has 3 memories, and it's kind of nice because these seats, to turn around, they kind of have to be in that special spot. So you have to navigate around the steering wheel and stuff like that. So a lot of my customers, what they do is they program that 3rd spot. So they push that button, and it gets it right in a position to flip it around real quick. And you still have 1 and 2 for Mr. and Mrs. or what have you, whatever the situation is. You got 2 drivers and maybe a good spot to memorize the turnaround spot. So that's something we like to see. It is kind of weird because, even sometimes I'll get in these things and I'll be looking for all the, how do I adjust this thing? And it's right here on the door. So I like to point that out. Real nice chassis. One other thing I wanted to point out to this guy while we're here is this is a 22, and you can see, I don't know if you can catch that, but it's got 1,300 original miles on it. It's basically brand new. It has been titled, but it's still real low miles. I don't think it's ever been slept in. There's still plastic on the seats and the bed back there. One more thing to note about the Mercedes is this has got a new driver experience with this new, I think they changed in 2021. You can actually tell Mercedes to find a gas station, and it's almost like an Alexa. You say, hey Mercedes, where's the next gas station? And it pops up a map and shows you your options. It's a real user-friendly system. It is a push-button drive. You got a little thing down here for your keys where you can store them, so you always know where they're at. Lots of cup holders. You've got a cup holder in the door, 4 here, and 2 on each side of the dash. So if you're thirsty, you're covered. So that's kind of the inside there. One more thing I'll point out. The monitor system on this guy, I'm not going to turn it on because the levelers are down and it'll beep. But this actually shows your left turn, and I'll show you where the cameras are, but this acts like a rear view mirror when you don't really have a rear view mirror because you have this big box there. So you got rear camera, right, left cameras, and it all right here where you would normally look. So that's probably one of the better camera systems I've ever seen, that I like anyways. Nice vinyl floor in here. You can clean it out, no problem. Really nice, well done chassis. I mean, they're real nice. And it's Mercedes, so what are you gonna do, you know? You do have a propane tank here, and it holds 13.2 gallons, so it's a pretty oversized tank for a little coach like this. You do have to go get it filled up at like a U-Haul or a propane station. You're not gonna swap these out at a gas station. But you also notice these have slam latches, so you don't have to like turn anything on a lot of these. You just shut them and it's done. This is a full wall slide. This is actually a 22 Forester 2401B. It's the leading selling floor plan across the brands and across the market. Like we have a Navion 24D that's our best seller. It's pretty much the same type of floor plan. So we're real proud to have this one because it's got the perfect floor plan in it. You will notice it does have slide toppers on it. That's gonna keep the pine cones or your debris, branches, whatever, from getting on your slide and impeding it to close. They just bounce right off that little cover there. It's not an awning, but nice tinted louvered windows. They kind of packed storage everywhere they could. So you have a little storage here. You might want to put your power cord or something in there, maybe some, you know, camp goods or whatever have you. And it's just a reverse slam latch door. So I don't know if you get a look in there, but then you have a nice bigger one up here. I don't know, for whatever you need, maybe a lawn chair or something. So under here, got this big giant slide, so bear with me. You've got a really nice storage down there, and it's the type that if you wanted to hose out and drain, you got a little plug down there. You can put quite a bit of stuff down there. And again, slam latches. And you kind of hear that generator going off. We have the AC going because it's a warm day today. We've got, this is where the cord is on here, but this is another little slam latch door. It's got a light, nice vinyl floor in here, nice easy access. You notice they have the rollers on the bottom of these slides. It's kind of a takeoff from the big coaches, but that's gonna just kind of help this thing roll in and out. Here's your 3600 watt propane generator. It's the quietest of all the generators. That's gonna power this coach, no problem. As long as you have propane, you've got power. You can go boondocking, whatever you wanna do. This is interesting too. So these are your gate valves. You can see your dump tank down here. You've got, and here's the little generator exhaust, but these are your gate valves for your black tank and your gray tank. A lot of times you'll see them down here, these big plastic gate valves on both sides of your drainage pipe. And what happens is they get cold and dirty and they stop working right. And then when you really need to dump it, you pull one of those out and it breaks, and then now you're kind of stuck with full tanks or what have you, or you have a mess. These are actually up in the coach. They're really nice, tucked away. They're not gonna get road debris. It locks up. I love that system. Anytime I see gate valves up in a wet bay or up in a coach, I prefer that. So, got a nice little sewage hose storage right there. Kind of keeps it out of the way. Some of them have bumper and pipes underneath. This one kind of keeps it completely out of the way. That's a well thought out place for that. You also have like a little spray nozzle. If you want to like spray off your, you know, if you have a little four-wheeler or something, you can spray it off there, your boots. It's a little quick connect there. Right here we have a cable inlet. So if you're at a campground, they have cable, you put it in there. That's where you would feed it into the coach, and then you have your TVs and what have you on the other side and inside. This is a 30 amp coach. That's where that thing plugs into the campground. And if you're at a campground or at a buddy's house and you want to use their garden hose or a RV hose to kind of pressurize the water system with city water and not have to worry about depleting your tanks, you just hook it up right there. And this is a black tank flush. So you actually put a hose in there, provided that you're hooked up to a sewer dump, and you can actually wash out your tank with this guy. Real nice. You do have the backup camera here. Nice molded bumper, LED lights. And this is where you would fill up your water tank, and your water tank is gonna be 35 gallons of fresh right there. So real nice there. You do have a little bit of you have a trailer tow with the 7-pin, and that'll tow, I wrote that down here. It'll tow 4,200 pounds. So a nice little car, nice Jeep, 2-door Jeep or something like that would be able to be towed behind here, no problem. And that little Mercedes motor, it'll get it done. Got plenty of torque. It's got 325 foot-pounds of torque, so you can pull a Jeep up the mountains, no problem. Come around here, you see we have a 15.5-foot power awning. I don't think it's got a wind sensor on it, but that could be added. Nice big area just to kind of set up camp down here and just really enjoy the nature out here. You do have a 30,000 BTU propane furnace. That'll keep this thing warm. You've got a 6-gallon water heater. Your AC up top is going to be a 15,000 BTU, one of the bigger ones. And it does have solar up there. I think it's a 175 panel. It does have a Winegard Air 360 up there. So this has got some pretty good tech up there. You do also have a storage down here, just like the other side. You can wash it out. Get that. Nice slam latches. We've got an outdoor TV, and as you can see, the plastic's still on it. This thing has never been camped in. It's basically, like I said earlier, it's a brand new one. This one does have the turn, and it does have a lock for your TV. We've got a GFCI out here, if you want to plug in anything else. Your margarita machines or whatever, you know. You do have a catch for the TV. That's what it looks like all shut. I mean, those graphics are beautiful. You do have 2 speakers up there, again, tinted glass. And nice windows in the front cap. And these nice big giant mirrors with the big, I don't know if you can get a look at this, but it's got a nice big blind spot mirror. And I like to use those to kind of make sure my box of my unit is in between the lines, and you can just kind of reference where you are, because it's kind of a shorter nose hood, so it's kind of hard to gauge where you're at. Just peek at these big blind spot mirrors and you know you're perfectly in line with the lane you're in. So we'll go look inside. Right here's your house batteries. Really easy to see dates, check dates, maintain, swap them out, kind of at waist level. I'm not sure what that is. I haven't looked at that, but I'll find that out for you. If you look in here, you'll see there's a shut-off switch right here. That kind of just shuts the whole coach off. And so if you're leaving for a hike and you just don't want to walk around and hit all the buttons and stuff, just disconnect it, save your battery power by just turning that one turn to the left. This is your leveling system that's got this thing almost off the ground. You've got a light panel here, which is really handy when you walk in. You don't have to go looking for the switches. You can light the coach up right here. You do have awning switches. This is your solar panel. Let's go in here. One thing to notice about this coach, it is a little, the length on it is 25 foot 4 inches. But look how much room you have in here. That's like a 3.5 foot slide. It's just a real deep box. So when it's open, man, it opens up nice. And when it's closed, you still got a nice aisle to get to your refrigerator and your bathroom, which we'll show you in a minute. U-shaped dinette, which seats a lot of people. We do have seat belts for passengers. This does make a bed, and it makes a longer bed than a standard booth dinette, so we like those too. We'll start right here with the storage. A little overhead storage, and look at these nice hardwares that keep those up so you're not fighting loading and unloading that deal. Just real nice beefy hardware. Forest River's a manufacturer owned by Warren Buffett. I kind of like what they do. You'll notice up here there's this big skylight here, and it's got a day and night. Oh, maybe this one doesn't. Yeah, it's open or closed. Some of them have a day and a night, but this one doesn't. But it just provides a lot of light in this coach. That's kind of a Forest River thing, these big giant skylights. You do have a fantastic fan. You've got ducted AC through the whole thing, kind of distributes the air evenly through the whole deal. And we'll go to the bathroom here. For a little guy, this is a nice commode. You got your little towel rack here, which I think is genius. Good place for towels. Now I'm 6'1", And again, another skylight up here, another fan, nice little shower here. It's got a kind of a bent rod out here to kind of appear that you're in a little bit bigger shower than you are, but I'm 6'1" and I can shower in here no problem. You probably have a couple inches for the tall guys, but it is kind of a micro motorhome. Dometic foot flush toilet. Nice. Nice medicine cabinet. Nice little sink cover to make this a little bit bigger when you're not using it. Nice little faucet, stainless steel. And you do have a little bit of storage here, maybe for some toilet paper. Nice little trash can or something to go down there, pretty nice. And you got floor lighting on here. And this is your vent. This is what's gonna heat the bathroom whenever, which is kind of nice because they're not putting vents in the floor and cutting up the floor, making it soft. You also have a independent switch for this guy. You can turn it on or off, or you can power the fan right there. Another GFCI for curling irons and what have you. So just a nice little bathroom. A lot going on in this little guy for a little coach. We do have a TV on the wall here. Again, the plastic's still on it. I don't think it's ever been turned on. But you have this nice closet here. And you've got this kind of independent hanger closet rod, so stuff's not shifting around as you're driving. But you do have quite a bit of storage for this little guy. Automatic light in here, so you know what you're going after. More storage down here. And you've got two giant drawers here. And then another heat vent to kind of warm up this side of the room. Now you'll notice there's a couple of reading lamps here. You got little places to put phones, what have you. You've got a nice little shelf over there if you needed a CPAP machine or something. And this is kind of a split bed, so I'm going to kind of show you this. Oops. So when you go to put the slide in, this just rides up on this guy, and it just kind of, see that little bevel in the bed? But again, plastic still on the bed. I highly doubt this has ever been laid in. But it's comfortable. It's got memory foam in it. It's a nice mattress, even though it's a split one. So you do have another little bit of storage here, kind of a pantry, if you will. Nice ball bearing slide drawers. And a little bit more storage down there. We've got a nice Magic Chef, which we all know is a good brand. Nice little residential refrigerator. It's already nice and cool. I can feel it coming out of there. And kind of a nice size. It's a little deeper, a little wider than some of the RV ones. Very nice. We've got a panel here. This is what's going to power your breakers and your fuses. So that's, you know, something. And fuses go out from time to time. I think there should be a little red light on a burnout fuse in there if I'm correct. Nice microwave down here. Again, I'd be surprised if it was ever on. It's got the styrofoam and stuff in there. I'd hope it wasn't on. But another thing to notice about this kitchen is it's Corian. It's not a laminated top. Nice little backsplash in here, real cleanable. We have all the original manuals and what have you on it. And this real nice nautical sink. It's really big and deep. And you've got the Corian counter extender on there. Another thing you can do is if you need to charge your phone, there's a little charger right there. You can just throw your phone on there when you're cooking and it'll keep charging it. And a really nice faucet. This guy will actually fill up pitchers, wash everything. I mean, I love these tall faucets. They always seem to be pretty handy. You've got another way to light this thing, and these little arrows will dim. So you just want a little bit of light. So here's the ceiling here, watch. We're gonna dim this out. It's all LED, real low voltage stuff. Doesn't drain your stuff real bad. As you see, they kind of dim. This is your AC unit. We've got more storage up here, and what's neat about this storage is there's a little shelf up there to even kind of give you a little bit higher storage in the back. You can split stuff up there. Kind of a well thought out deal there.
Dean, we do have a question.
What's the question?
What is the price of this unit?
I can't speak price on it. I will tell you it's worth calling me, and I'll give my number is 720-347-7063. We can discuss that, and I'll give you this information at the end of the video. But yes, I wish I could talk price because it would be worth talking about. We don't do that on Facebook Live videos. We're just kind of showing the product here, but trust me, if you're in the market for something like this, it'd be well within your interest to call me. So back to the presentation. Got a little bit more storage down here, same roller drawers. That kind of wraps up the galley there. If you notice, we've got a little panel here. We can start and stop the generator. Shows you your battery voltage. You have a light on and off. Master, which is really handy. Your tank levels. You go down if you want to put your slides out. You just got to make sure the motor's running for the slide. You just put it in and out there. You have a leveling feature from this panel or that panel. Your auto's gen start. So say you have a dog and you want to keep this thing a certain temperature, you can set this up to, you can run your AC or your fans or something to keep it cool in here. And when it gets to a certain voltage, it'll kick the generator on and charge everything up and keep the temperature stable in here. If you're out running around and you have pets in here, really cool. That auto gen start's just awesome. There's your light panel if you want to independently light. You have a climate control set. You can run the bath fan, turn the furnace on, your ACs, what have you. And then you have some settings on how you want this thing to work for you. And it's even got programmed with floor plan. I mean, these things are pretty intuitive. What else I like about this is it's got a real quality sound system. Sometimes you see some pretty, pretty mediocre sound systems in some of these units, but this is a JBL system. It really gets that. It's got those speakers outside, speakers inside. You can get this thing rocking, you really can. Here's a TV for the coach. It kind of swings out. You can kind of articulate it to watch it from just about anywhere. Of course, you do have the bedroom TV. Again, plastic on it. You got this really big bed up here. I think it's got like a 350-pound capacity, but you can sleep 2 adults up here, no problem. And what's nice about that, because your bed's not going to be functional when the slide's in, because your bed's up on itself. You can keep the seatbelt active by keeping this intact and crawl up here if you're at a rest stop, just need to take a nap or something. So it's kind of nice it has this sleeper above. And when you're not using it, you just put this up there and you got easy access to your cab. I love that part. Now you do have a real nice ladder here that hooks onto those little hooks on that pillow, so you can get up and down real easy. And the way I have this set up right now is I have it one seat turned around. And the reason I did that was because you have these little booster chairs. You see them? There's one right up here. You got these little booster chairs, and that kind of offsets. So now when I'm sitting up here, this floor is elevated about, I'd say a good 10 inches off the floor pan of the chassis. So I can sit here and my legs aren't straight out. So I can turn both seats around and I can have a nice little conversation pit with my guests or my family. Just a real nice, well thought out way to do things. These can get a little bit cumbersome traveling with, but man, they're worth their weight in gold when you need them.
We do have another question.
Okay.
Okay. How much power does the generator produce, and does it have solar?
It does have solar. It has one panel, I think it's for 175. I see it, unless there's another one, but I can look and get that answer for you. But it does have a solar panel, 175, I believe, and it's a 3,600 watt propane generator, which is plenty for this coach. The way these soft start appliances and everything, I mean, you wouldn't be able to run the microwave, the AC, and all the TVs in the coach off that 36, but you could definitely delegate and use what you need, and go, as long as you have propane, you can pretty much boondock, you know. So there's a smaller generator out there that's sometimes problematic, but this 3600 is plenty of power, in my experience. Okay, so last, I'll just point out a couple little cool things. This is new enough. It's going to have a lot of little USB charging ports for stuff. You got a couple on the wall over there, a couple in the bedroom. But other than that, that's kind of the coach. You do have privacy curtains in this guy. You can kind of make this its own little area back here and give someone some autonomy. You also have a privacy curtain right here that'll go inside here and make sure that no one can see in your coach when you're using it, if you're at like a campground or something like that. But again, it's just a really nice coach at a real nice price. And again, we can't talk numbers, but definitely give me a call. So just over some specs real quick. It is a 2022 Forest River Forester 2401B. It's got 1,362 miles as we speak. It's a 3-liter V6 turbo diesel, 188 horsepower, 325 foot-pounds of torque motor, 7-speed Mercedes transmission. The length overall is just under 25.5 feet. The width is just under 8 feet. It's like 7'9", 7'9". We got a height of 11 foot 4 inches, with an interior height of 6 foot 9 inches. So I'm 6'1", and you still have another 8 inches up here. So those tall people can really use this thing if they need to. It's a 170-inch wheelbase chassis, so that's going to give you that stability. It's a little bit longer. You get the dual wheels in the back. It really rides nice. It's not real top heavy or swimmy. Dry weight on this guy is 9,951 pounds. You get a GVWR of 11,030 pounds, which gives you a payload of about just under 1,100 pounds at 1,079, which some other models in this thing might have a little bit more payload, but if you're not traveling with the whole house, you're going to get that's going to do just fine. Again, tow's 4,200 pounds, 35-gallon fresh tank, 32-gallon gray tank, 32-gallon black tank. 15.5 foot awning. It sleeps 6, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. 15,000 BTU AC, 30,000 BTU heater, and a 6-gallon water heater. The fuel capacity on this rig is 26.5 gallons, just under 26.4 of diesel, and the propane will hold again at 13.2 gallons. So that's kind of all the stats in a nutshell that I kind of feel are important for people to know. And again, if you want to talk about this, come drive it, come see it. Want me to send you any more information on it, you can call me. I'm Dean Jones. I've got a cell number at 720-347-7063. You can always email me anything you might need at dean.jones@transwest.com. And I appreciate you having a look at this unit with me today, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.